Hey everyone, Mark Cukro.
Adrian.
And I saw a couple of posts lately, and one specifically in the white belt group, and it was about a student who, it was, I think, his second day training, and he broke his arm. And now, let me say that is not uncommon, but it shouldn't happen. So I'm not picking on any certain instructor, I'm not picking on an academy. What I really want to do, number one, is if you're a white belt and you're doing jiu-jitsu, welcome to jiu-jitsu, right? You picked an amazing art. So what I'd like to do is just give you some tips and some of my thoughts from a coaching perspective on what to expect and what you should do as a white belt. So the first thing, when people come into the academy and they have no experience, let's just say that, how long do you think it should be before somebody starts to roll and spar?
Anywhere from 4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months. Okay, so basically we have a rule at our academy, and you can do whatever you want at yours if you have your own academy. If you have a different opinion, awesome. But I can say if you want a good student base that grows and good retention, we have a 2-stripe rule. So nobody can roll until they have 2 stripes. What do you think the benefit of not letting someone roll right away and jump into it? What are the benefits of that?
Well, first thing, people don't even know their body. They don't know what a submission is. They don't know how it feels. And when you put them in a situation that's unknown to them, serious injury can occur.
Yeah.
Because they don't know when to tap, how to tap, what the lock is affecting, what part of the body. And if they don't know that, how are they supposed to know to tap? It's not even really their fault at that point.
All I know is, ow, that hurt. What is a tap, right? It's like when people come, they have no idea. They have no idea what jiu-jitsu is. If you've never trained, you don't know. You don't know how to shrimp. You don't know how to do a break fall. You don't know how to do a forward roll. You don't know how to tap. All you know, or all a student knows is, man, that hurt. And then you have people that are like, oh, that's jiu-jitsu, is gentle art. Hoorah, suck it up. And people are getting injuries. You should not be injured when you're a white belt. The first year of jiu-jitsu, in my opinion, the first year is all defense. Learn all the fundamental movements, learn how to tap and when to tap, and also make sure that you train with people that if you don't have a chance to tap, they won't injure you. They'll let go and say, man, why didn't you tap? And that's a really important distinction. I see sometimes kind of this culture in an academy, and man, it's just, look, you can be as hardcore as you want, and you can go hard, but you can go hard and safe. There's a big difference between being tough, going hard, going full speed, full force, and going safely, than compared to someone that's brand new, unsafe, rough, injured, and then you tell a person to suck it up.
It's not the way to train.
That's not the way. I mean,
Absolutely.
What kind of instructor goes, oh yeah, it's your third day, oh yeah, injuries happen, sprint, man, this shouldn't happen. Now, what does happen in jiu-jitsu is like any other martial art or sport, and actually jiu-jitsu has, in my experience, and from every piece of evidence I've seen, has far less injuries because you can tap, and you don't have a lot of impact, but you have a lot of contact. You may twist your fingers, toes, things like that, but accidents should be a rare occurrence. Injuries, they really shouldn't happen too much. I mean, accidents happen, but accidents shouldn't be commonplace. That's kind of the point. If people at your academy are constantly getting injured and they're taping things up, and man, there's something wrong with, just look at the training methodology and say, okay, what can we do to fix this? Because my job as an instructor, you're a student, you've been training a long time. It's still my obligation to protect you as a student. Now, yes, jiu-jitsu is full of submissions, it's full of chokes, you're supposed to submit people, you're supposed to choke them, arm bars, you name all of that, foot locks, whatever. But what does it say about teammates if you're willing to rip off someone's joint and go, man, you should have tapped? You're not teammates then, right? So now, if you're competing, man, go for it. If you self-defense, do what you got to do. But I don't understand, like, where this, I mean, I understand, but I don't understand at the same time. Like, could you imagine telling your little brother or sister, hey, come here, you've never done jiu-jitsu, go spar.
They would get
It gets smashed.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't understand that. It's like, hey, trust this with your children. Oh, by the way, they're going to spar. They don't even know how to tap.
Throw them to the wolves.
Throw them to the wolves, man. It doesn't make sense. Now, if you're one of those people that's like, well, when I was a kid, I got thrown in the ocean full of sharks, and that's how I learned how to swim. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way that most people should learn how to swim. I'm sorry. But, here's the thing, man. When you're a white belt, number one, show up, have a good attitude. Don't spar unless it's just for positions. And, then you can add, when you know how to move and get in and out of every position and you have some defense and you have some escapes, tap. And that's it, don't wait. And it's not a competition, it's training, right? Competition is competition. So I would start there. It's like even with the kids, how long do we wait usually? Right. How do you know when to let the kids roll, like with submissions?
With submissions, at least they have to have color on their belt.
Yeah.
At least, and we usually not even gray belts. We have it at the yellow belt level. So when they've been training 2-3 years.
Yeah, they're going at it now, man. They got skill.
Absolutely.
2 weeks? Not so much. 2 months? Not so much. And if you have kids too, you have to understand it. You know, if you have a little brother or a sister and you bring your kids too, if jiu-jitsu truly is a lifestyle, what's 6 months?
Exactly.
What is a big deal if you're going to do it for 50 years or 20 years? What is 6 months in the beginning to be safe? So if you're a white belt, just a couple of things, man. This is just what I recommend. Find a place where it has a good culture. People look out for each other. They look out for you. You look out for your training partner. People aren't trying to injure you and then telling you should have tapped. Because sometimes, honestly, you can tap. You're laying on your hands. You get thrown a little awkwardly. And some things you can't avoid, but most of them you can. I mean, you got to watch out. So if you're training, make sure that you're training with people that are going to look out for you, because Master Sauer always says this. He goes, man, you get one set of joints and you got to protect them for the rest of your life. Half of it is your job, half of it is your teammate's job or your opponent at the same time. So that would be my advice. Good culture, good academy, good instructors. Make sure you don't get people to roll too early. If they don't know how to tap, just please don't get them to start sparring right away. But that's it. And let me tell you, man, you know, if you feel like you're in a place where they don't care, you need to find another academy, because we want you to do jiu-jitsu forever. And I know you do. Maybe you have, but I haven't met anyone, tell me if you have, that went to jiu-jitsu class and goes, man, I can't wait to get injured.
Not one person.
I don't know one. So that's it. That's my advice. Mark Cukro.
Adrian Ike.
Thanks for watching. Take good care.